Happy Fragrant Friday, Fraghead. Hey everybody, this is Ben here at That Cologne Guy, coming at you with a new review. You know, last week I ran a poll and I had 4 fragrances from Lucky Scent. They were samples. And I put them up and I asked you guys to vote, and whatever the winner was, I would wear on my birthday. And then I would also review it for this week's episode. And by the way, thank you very much for all of your birthday wishes. I really appreciate that. It was a great, great day. I had so much fun, and I really appreciated all of your kind comments. So there was a winner. You know, we ran an election. Millions upon millions voted. Some of you demanded a recount. There were protesters outside of That Cologne Guy Incorporated. The election results held. And your winner is Nasomatto Black Afgano. Nasomatto Black Afgano. So, it was a close call, like I said. I'm going to review all of them this month, but this was the one that I wore on my birthday. All right, so before I jump in on the fragrance review, let me quickly say that yet again since last Friday, we have had an election results night to remember. We've had the highest number of voters that subscribe to this channel. All right, I'm taking this too far, since last Friday. So I really, really appreciate all of the new subscribers. It certainly means a lot to me. I am a small yet spirited channel, and I really appreciate all of your support. So, and by the way, I mean it when I say always let me know how I can improve the channel. So, welcome aboard if this is your first episode, and if you are a veteran of TCG, well then sit back because you're particularly going to enjoy this episode. So let me take a look. Let me mention why I had not gotten into this fragrance before. 2 reasons. Number 1 is I tend to stay away from the overly hyped fragrances, at least initially. I want to read a bit more, and I want to eventually sample them. And usually I don't care for them, or at least not to the level that others do. One exception would be the Terre d'Hermès by Hermès. I really, really appreciated that one. I'm so glad that I finally sampled that one. I smelled it, didn't care for it. And so if I ever do, and then I bought the sample and wore it and loved it. So if I ever did an episode where I would have, fragrances I initially didn't like on the smell, but once I wore them on my skin, I did. Fahrenheit and Terre d'Hermès would be at least 2 of that top 10 or top 5 in that episode. Absolutely, because that is one of the few times I've changed course because it wore so well on my skin. So that was the overly hyped thing was not working for me. The other thing is, and I'm not even going to pretend to know my terms on cannabis, so let's just get this out right here, right now, okay? I'll just tell you now, I don't know my terms. So you're probably going to want to either boo me or comment later that I didn't use my pot terms correctly. I'm not even going to try. I am not in any way, shape, or form anti-pot. And in fact, I'm happy that it's legal. It's just not my thing. When I think of pot, I think of I go to a lot of metal concerts, and I always think a lot of the stone guys next to me, and then with that skunky smell, and then the next day, all my clothes smell, or even the rest of that night, everything smells so skunky. It's just not my thing. So when I heard this one had a very strong cannabis note, I found that off-putting, and I just thought that's not going to be something that I would be interested in. So, but subscriber Elin reached out and recommended this one, and I am particularly glad that I finally took the plunge here. So thank you, Elin, because I really, really enjoy this one. It has, say what you want about it, but oh, does it have character. So again, let me quickly say real quick on the cannabis stuff. Should we do it together? So you name all the terminology. What is it? Cannabis, pot, hash. Okay, you in the back. Hashish. You, Mary Jane. You, marijuana, of course, grass, weed, hemp. I don't know. That's a product, but you get my point. So it has a lot of nicknames, and they're probably all nuances, and I've probably just completely named like all different things that I'm considering are one. But this one has a strong cannabis note, which the house later calls a hashish, and that's why I'm referencing all these. So I didn't think it was going to be for me. Whenever you guys mention a fragrance I should try, I really go out and at least try to sample it. And so, and of course, you voted for this one, and I have had so much fun. You're probably thinking, if you saw last week, you're thinking that I'm enjoying this so much because I was on vacation. I was on vacation, but it really does have to do with the juice, my friends. So, look, when it comes to the notes, here's the one thing that throws me off about this fragrance. If you don't watch my channel a lot, my review might be real different here than other reviewers. I'm not sure what's going on. One thing I love about this fragrance is it is not linear. It is more than complex because each day it seemed like I was picking up a different nuance as it interacted with my skin. Really, really appreciate that about this fragrance. So let me read the notes that I picked up first, and then I'll tell you about my experience overall. So you definitely get oud, coffee, tobacco, and incense. Now, here's the kicker, though. The incense for me, it must have cinnamon or vanilla. I couldn't find it. I went to their website. There's no vanilla or cinnamon listed. There has to be, though. And all I can think of is that the cinnamon, the incense must be like a vanilla incense. It's a very sweet incense. That's all I can come up with, because for the first hour, believe it or not, I could be the first reviewer ever to say this. So that alone deserves a drum roll or a boo if you think I'm wrong. Black Afgano in the first hour clearly smells like French toast. And I know you're thinking, what? Maybe he's been smoking doobies, right? Maybe I've been smoking weed, pot, cannabis, hashish. See? And the answer is no. I really get a very succinct smell of French toast in the first hour. So much so that I looked it up and I was surprised that it was a woody aromatic. To me, it was clearly our gourmand, especially the first day I wore it. And then after the first hour, this thing really, really takes on a life of its own. And it's a true joy to wear because, as I said, every day it seemed like I was picking up more like the coffee or maybe the incense or maybe the tobacco, and then finally oud, which I'm a big fan of. So that would be no surprise there. But I must tell you, it was hard for me. It's hard still to pull me away from the notion of this being a gourmand. I know it's a woody or aromatic, but wow, this one was really a pleasure to wear. And like I said, I get a strong kind of maple syrup, cinnamon, vanilla, definitely strong French toast vibe in the first hour, and then it really starts to interact. All the notes really interact. And as I've said before with some of these niche fragrances, when you wear something like this, you really see how someone could go on in this hobby and be a quote-unquote snob, because where they would smell something, like some kind of crowd-friendly designer and scoff at that, right? Because this one really is the on the good side of niche in the sense of it is daring. This one is self-assured and brash, and I'll talk about that a little bit more in a minute. But I wanted to at least talk about the overall notes, and then so the other thing too is I mentioned French toast. After that though. One thing I'm working on in this channel is to do a better job at explaining what it exactly smells like. I mentioned the first hour. After that, though, on me personally, I get more definitely of a very a woodsy note with strong elements of like almost like a cherry or vanilla tobacco, like pipe smell to it. And then I also get a distinct coffee note, but it's not going to be Maxwell House. It's not going to be Starbucks. It's a very, when I think of like maybe like Turkish or Ethiopian coffee, which I love, it really has a very rich, deep smell to it, and it's alluring. So those are the notes. That is my attempt. Now we're going to take a look at the name now. So in English, people always call this house Nasomatto, right? Nasomatto. So I actually thought it was Nasamotto, Nasomatto, but it's not. It's actually, and I'll put that below in editing in post, and it's actually Nasomatto. So it's actually Nasomatto. Now, which if you say Nasomatto, that almost sounds Japanese, doesn't it? But it's not. It's Italian. And at least, if not in standard Italian, I know in many Italian dialects, but I think it's standard Italian. You can correct me if I'm wrong. But in standard Italian, or at least in many different dialects in Italy, if there is an A before a geminate consonant, so that'd be two T's in this case, right? A repeated consonant like TT, like we have here, then the A is lengthened. So this should be Nasomatto, if I'm not mistaken again. So if you are Italian, help us out, but I think it would be Nasomatto. But in English, we say Nasomatto. So interesting there. Nasomatto on the house. And the perfumer is, I think it's one of those like, fragrance aficionado / hobbyist / artist that got in and made his own house. I don't think he is a trained perfumer, but again, that's something I just remember reading. I'm not sure if that's true. And is Alessandro Galtieri, Alessandro Galtieri is his name. And again, there's a very artistic, this is purely into the niche realm. This is, by the way, an extrait. So this one is and I'll put that also there. It looks like extrait de parfum, but it is extrait de parfum. And I looked that up as well, and so I'm going to read that for you. So I actually looked this up because I wanted to make sure I got it right. And I do have my cheat sheet here. Now, one thing I did not know, by the way, was eau fraîche is actually a category. I did not know that. So eau fraîche is concentration of perfume oils 1 to 3%. Eau de Cologne is concentration of 2 to 5%. Eau de Toilette, or EDT, is concentration of 5 to 15%. Eau de Parfum is 15 to 20. And then Parfum, or Extrait de Parfum, is concentration of 20 to 40, and then it said usually closer to 20. So interesting. This is an extrait de parfum, and be careful with that because you're looking at $185 for this, but it is a 30 milliliter. That is 1 fluid ounce. That's less than a third of a normal bottle. So whatever 185 times 3 is, between 550 upwards of $550 it would be for a regular bottle. Now keep in mind though that this obviously is a much higher concentration, so you would use much less, and I will get to longevity and projection in just a second. So this is Nasomatto Black Afgano, and then here is what they said on their house. I'm in the reading mood today. Here's what they said on their house, in their description, on their site about the objective, the goal, the aim, the purpose of this fragrance. The fragrance aims to evoke the best quality of hashish. See why I did the whole hashish cannabis pot thing. The fragrance aims to evoke the best quality of hashish. It is the result of a quest to arouse the effects of temporary bliss. Whoa. Mind-blowing. Mind-blowing here. at TCG. You know, does it really pull that off? It actually does. It really, really does. So let's go ahead. We've danced around the topic long enough. I'm going to head right into versatility here and not go in the normal order. I'm feeling rebellious this week. Maybe it's because I'm rocking black Afgano. So versatility, I must tell you, when I gave my final rating, usually if something's not versatile at all, I will take off at least one spray. I have a five spray system. And then sometimes I award the coveted sixth bonus. So I usually will take off one spray if it doesn't have high versatility. This one has the worst versatility you will probably ever see. But here's what I do. If the versatility is awful, but the one area in your life that you would wear it is an absolute home run, then I don't dock points. This is one of those rare occasions when versatility is this one has one objective, folks. I mean, this one has one. This is the epitome of a black leather jacket. You're wearing a black leather jacket and you're on a BMW motorbike and you are driving over for a night of seduction. That's what this is. I mean, this one is brash. It is self-assured. It is alluring. It is sexy. It is masculine. There's nothing unisex about this one. This one is determined. This one is, did I say confident? Let's just say it again. Confident. This one is cocky. And I would say it gets dangerously close to arrogant, but still in that good range of like cocky and confident, but not too arrogant. So this one is not. Should I use, when I talk about different events on this channel, I usually have like maybe 5 or 6 that I mentioned, right? Like office, happy hour, date night out, clubbing, blah blah blah. No, this one has one objective. This one is a night of seduction, and that's what this one is. This one is really, really cool. So it really is amazing, though, and I absolutely love it. Versatility is nothing. I mean, it's seriously one aspect of your life, but is it a home run for that one aspect? Cringeworthy as it may sound on the description on the website, it truly does meet its objective, and I tip my cap to Alessandro Galtieri. Really, really sincerely appreciate the effort and the risk that he took here. Certainly a daring release. So when it comes to longevity and projection, here are a couple more things to say. So when it comes to longevity, it lasted really only about 1 to 2 days. See, I was just making sure you were still listening. You were still kind of wondering about whether I was off on a tangent, and I see you doing the dishes and checking your iPhone apps and stuff. You should be watching this, but that's all right. So when it comes to longevity, this is one of those ones where it is on your skin, your watch band, and your clothes easily when you wake up the next day, and it could still go on. If you sprayed this on your wrist and then have a watch band, you will definitely have that smell on your watch band for a few days. Same way with clothes. If you spray on your hair or your clothes, be careful there, because this one is definitely a projection, a longevity. This one is full on beast mode. This one is full on beast mode. Same thing with projection. This one is one where you want to go easy on the trigger, and you would definitely go well beyond an arm's length when it comes to this one, if not careful. So I have, of course, this week dabs, not sprays, but I can understand why this is a 30 milliliter, and this one, I hope they don't do a reformulation or water it down or whatever, but this one is outstanding when it comes to longevity and projection. When it comes to a sillage, same thing. This one is going to, I could just go on and on, okay? It's beast mode, it's brash, it's in your face. think of every decade that one fragrance from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and on that was just, full on, in your face, a celebration of uber masculinity. That would be my choice for this decade, or whenever. I didn't catch the year it came out, so we'll say maybe the previous decade. How's that? But this is one of them. This is definitely not metrosexual. This is definitely not one that you would wear, for yourself only, because everyone, in fact, the projection, I said over an arm's length, the actual projection, this is no joke. I tested this on the GPS. The projection is the exact mileage or kilometrage. I don't know how to say that. The exact distance from here to your house. No joke. No joke. If you picked up something, a fragrance outside of your window, it was probably me, because wow. This one is almost like Interlude Man from Amouage. Way, way, way up there. All right, so we've done versatility. Now, gender, I'm going to go ahead and say 80-20 on this one. I'm going to say 80% of those who bought it, who wear it, who really appreciate it, 80% guys and 20% women. Okay, so I don't know if you noticed the edit there. I just learned something new. When it comes to this fragrance, I was going to talk about gender. This is actually marketed to women and men. I have to say, I'm a little surprised. In fact, let me go on right now. I'm just going to see what on Fragrantica, what they say. This is a real time investigation that you're seeing. When it comes to men and women, gender is pretty much, listen to this, 2 female, 9 more female, 232 say unisex, 156 say more male, and 207 say male. So this one, to me, I'm surprised it was for, maybe it's because all of their releases are just, a lot of the niche companies have that whole like we're beyond gender kind of thing, right? Which I actually find refreshing. I like it. This one, though, to me, I would expect an 80-20 split. I would expect 80% men owning this and 20% women. Could a woman pull this off? Absolutely. But this is not a unisex fragrance. I would categorize this in my hobby, right? In fragrance, I would categorize this as an uber masculine fragrance. Just my opinion. So, age, you're definitely going to see just let's just say 18 and up. This is really a cool fragrance. And so, look, if you're old, and here's what we're going to say. If you're old enough to drive a BMW motorcycle, then you should consider Black Afgano. Okay, so now on to the seasons. Actually, this was an easy one because the seasons, this is a perfect one for the winter and fall. This is definitely a fall-winter kind of breakdown, usually is either spring, summer, or fall-winter. This is clearly a fall-winter. If you wanted to pull this off, first of all, if you were in a hot climate, you probably wouldn't be wearing a black leather jacket in the first place, right? Think of it that way. But yeah, this is definitely for the cooler climates. If you wanted to pull this off in hot weather, like I did, actually, it was well over 80 degrees here. You better be very, very, very careful, because I've already told you to go easy on the trigger anyway. And then on top of it, this could be incredibly cloying. It could be the mother of all cloying fragrances, actually. So be careful if you are in hotter climates for this one. I'm glad that you guys voted this one as the winner. I have really, really enjoyed wearing this one. And just to give you an idea, by the way, usually after 5-6 days of wearing it, I am usually barely holding on to the fragrance, right? And I have just enough to get me to the end of this episode where I spray it or dab it on me. You can see here, look how much I have left. That is Look how much I have left. No, look how much I have left. That is a lot of fragrance. That is about half of the entire sample, and I wore it all week. But it's just because you don't need just a little goes a very, very, very long ways when it comes to this fragrance. So, this has been so much fun. This has been one of the most fun reviews. The funnest, as they say. This has been one of the most fun reviews that I have done in a long time. So this has been great. I'm looking forward to next week. I've got 3 more samples from Lucky Scent that you guys have voted, and I will go for the silver medal winner next week, and I won't tell you what it is. Haha. You'll have to just wait in suspense. So there you have it. Black Afgano. Does it live up to the hype? Yes. Does it live up to their cringeworthy, cheesy description? Actually, yes, it does. Does it live up to the money? Ooh, that's the tough one. $185 you're looking at for a 1 ounce, like I said. So that is a lot of money. So what I would say is this. If you've got the cash, you should get it. If you can pull this off, you should pull it off. If you're looking for a really nice, rugged, clearly masculine scent though for $20-25, Encre Noir, which means black ink in French, is really, really nice. I personally like Encre Noir à l'extrême better, which is the flanker, and it takes out kind of the rough edges of the first one. But you can get those for $20 to $30 as opposed to $185 for 1 ounce. If you're strapped for cash, you could consider that one. If you're in the middle range, man, God, Pure Malt is amazing. The other one is Man in Black it's just way, way, way up my list. Every time I want to make a top 20 all time, that one keeps moving up in my mind. Man in Black is just a superb fragrance. And then I would add this one as far as for the bad boy in you, you should consider those scents, including this one. All right, there you have it, folks. Another review by the board. This one was Black Afgano by Nasomatto, and what fun it was. We said 5 out of 5. And I'm not going to give the coveted 6 because that's crazy money. That's a bit pretentious how much they're charging. I understand it's an extrait de parfum. I understand that. Still, I would have liked a little cheaper on the price. So I'm not going to give it a 6 out of 5. I will give it a 5 out of 5, and I'm not going to give it a 4 and take off a point for lack of versatility because you're not going to want to wear this to the office. This is definitely that one in your collection you're going to hold off for the occasion that I mentioned. So 5 out of 5 here at That Cologne Guy. And these are dabs, not sprays. But this would be 5 out of 5 sprays in my system. Here we go. 2 on the wrist, 1 on each side of the neck. And let's go 1 on the back of the neck for the 5th one. All right. Boom. Boom. Remember on Street Sense, Al says don't rub them together, right? So how's that? Okay. Boom. Actually, he wouldn't want me to rub that on my neck even. That's kind of weird. Boom. And 1 for sillage. I'll go back of the neck. There you have it. 5 out of 5. Personality, character, self-assured, confident, brash, almost arrogant, cocky, owning the room, alpha male. I'm just going to keep on going. You guys take care. Have a wonderful week. And always remember, fragrance marks the celebration of today. Take care, everybody. I appreciate this one. If I were to do, I was thinking about this right before I started recording. If I were to do an episode of like my top 5 fragrances for like a leather jacket, black leather jacket, BMW bike kind of a night, then this would be absolutely in my list along with, and I thought about, withholding that, right? Maybe should I withhold that and say like only for VIP TCG members, exclusive on my, no, I'm kidding. So I just give you all the information here at That Cologne Guy. I would say Black Afgano, Pure Malt by Thierry Mugler, definitely have Encre Noir à l'extrême, Man in Black. Come on. Come on. The top 5 black leather jacket nights to end all black leather nights and lists. All right, yeah, this is starting to